All right, everyone, welcome into GoThro's production of the 47th Annual New Zealand National Disc Golf Championships presented by RPM. We're here in Christchurch, New Zealand at the Brooker Avenue Disc Golf Course. Nate Perkins and five-time world champion Juliana Korver here to walk you guys through the action. What do you have to say about Brooker?
It's a really interesting course. This is a residential area that was decimated by the 2011 earthquake. And this is now considered a red zone, so it is only available for recreational activity, and that's how we ended up with this course.
Actually didn't know that. And Ella Hansen, not her first time in New Zealand, but making an appearance here, first Tour Down Under event of the season. Emily Weatherman, another BGPT champion. She's been playing well down here in the Southern Hemisphere. Nearly came back on Holland last week and then took down the Topah Classic a couple weeks ago. Here we go, defending New Zealand national champion, Juliana Korver. It's gonna be a windy day out here at Brooker. Pretty much the exact opposite wind that we practiced in, right?
Not only that we practiced in, but also that is expected. They called this a southerly, and it's the opposite of the normal conditions.
Yeah. And Haley Flintoft rounding off the card. I don't have the exact number, but I know she's at least a 5 or maybe even 6-time New Zealand champion.
She's one of the top FPOs in the country, yes. Here we're looking at hole number 1. This is par 5, 748 feet. It is surrounded by out of bounds, and we're going to be saying that a lot. There's very tight lines, big left turning shot. The key here is to keep it safe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first tee here at Brooker and for the first round of the 47th New Zealand National Disc Golf Championships. As the clock strikes 9, we welcome our FPO Round 1 feature car to tee off here on what is the beautiful Waitangi Day, the day in which we celebrate all things New Zealand. First to the tee, she's the world number 9. She joins us in New Zealand for the second year in a row, this time to compete for a national title. From the great state of Washington, please welcome Ella Hansen.
Right, Henry Pearson, Tour Down Under founder and director with the introduction there. Ella Hansen, she's going MD4 here. Oh yeah, nice and flat.
Plenty of power to get around that corner.
Next to the team from Abilene, Texas. She's the 2024 Disc Golf Pro Tour Rookie of the Year and a one-time winner on the Tour Down Under, capturing Big Monster 2025. Please welcome
Really speeding up to a driver here. Nope. Doesn't like it. Hold it.
There is an OB line on that side.
But a rousing introduction we shall give. A 5-time world champion, a 3-time Tour Down Under champion, and the defending New Zealand national champion from Orange City, Iowa. Give it up for Juliana Korver.
Defending New Zealand champion. Of course, that event was in Auckland last year. We're going to be seeing quite a bit of this disc and this line right here. The star turn.
Yes, it is. Low and straight, the way I like it.
A New Zealand legend from Wanaka in the far south. She is a multi-time winner on the New Zealand
Haley Flintoft showing full RPM.
Please put your hands together for Haley Flintoft.
believe she's calling Kotari here.
Well, that's out of the hand early.
No, yeah, it doesn't have the legs. Emily in a strange spot over here on the right, and early out of the hand. That is out of bounds again.
She was really pinched off being behind that tree.
Yep, pops a little hyzer back into play. Emily's throwing her 5th shot now.
Hyzering towards the out of bounds.
Is that going to roll OB? This is a nightmare start.
And it gets even harder to take because we learned that there is an optional drop zone behind where I'm standing right now. So Emily would not, if you go OB from the tee, you can go to that optional drop zone if you'd like. And so Emily would have had a much better line on her second shot and probably wouldn't have gone OB that second time.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to swallow, really, and get back to find your focus. And here's Ella with a PD and just enough power to get over the out of bounds, and that'll be a good spot to approach from.
It's a nice looking line.
Emily throwing 7 here, and this is still tricky.
Controlling that flight very nicely.
Yeah, that was fun. A little helicopter down into C1. ABR approach.
Quite get over the top of that one.
Oh, Ella's actually got a look. Just for eagle.
She'll have to settle for a drop-in birdie.
Good bid there from Haley. All right, here we go. 28 feet. Little left to right. Oh, finds it. Left side. Got it up in the air and that nose down. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, that's definitely a nice way to start.
That's like, if you're making those, that's when you're playing some like really good disc golf. When you're at deep C1 and making them. Birdie for Ella, and man, what a just terrible start for Emily. That's going to be a quadruple bogey 9.
Hole 2, par 4, 469 feet. This one turns a little bit to the right. There's kind of an opening that you want to position your disc in, and then you can go through the gate towards the basket. If you want to be ambitious, you can try to go through that gate with your drive, which is, I believe, what Ella is going for right here.
All right, FD3, 9 speed here. Plenty of power, all hyzer.
Letting the wind carry it over there. She gets caught on that in that bush.
All right, so you're going putter.
It's trying to get up and over that bush and fall right in the opening. Or lined up with the opening.
Looks like to be a good spot. Pekka here for Haley.
Haley taking the same approach that I had.
Yep. All right, let's see how the youngster composes herself. You don't win a tour stop on the DGPT if you don't have some mental game. Uh-oh.
You know that she's feeling anxious and frustrated with the start that she's had, but she is composed the entire time.
Okay.
So
From the outside looking in, you
Yes.
didn't notice anything?
You have to look hard.
Yeah.
She does an excellent job not letting it physically affect her.
Bird?
That is a leopard 3.
Yeah. Starting to know the bag now at this point on the tour down under. And that's a great shot just outside the bullseye. All right, so Ella pushed a little long on the gap.
A little window through there.
I think FD3 again. And that is a dime. Oh, in the wood chips.
Perfect shot. She was really restricted on that arm movement, and yet she was able to pull it off.
Oh, no. Bogey coming up here for Weatherman.
Nice straight approach.
Two for two. You know, when I first walked up to this course, I was a little worried about the setting. You know, it's just there. It's really exposed and there's not a lot of woods. But I felt like they did a really good job making a quality disc golf course.
I completely agree with you. I thought that it was going to maybe end up being boring, and the OB lines were what made everything exciting and difficult, but they did a great job utilizing the space that they have. This is number 3. It's a par 5, 735 feet. The characteristic here is that we've got this middle section that is a hazard, and the road on the right is out of bounds, so you're just trying to lay up one shot, lay up the second one before the hazard, and then go for the green.
Unfortunate lie right there. There's enough wind making you think. A little bit of left to right out there.
I just want to get in front of that line of bushes that caught Ella.
Yeah. And you do just that with that turn. That hyzer's going to play for Haley. Destroyer here for Emily.
Right in the middle, that's a good shot.
I mean, hats off to her. It's really hard to keep the composure. If you're at all thinking about the scores already, you're 7 back after 2 holes. It's hard to even them.
Sport continues to test you in ways that you don't see coming.
And when it's so early too, you're like, can we just restart, please? Can we restart? Ella just chips up there. You really want to do your best to push that hazard line. The shorter the final approach, the better.
Yeah, I want to be about 20 feet from that line.
Okay. Going leopard. Chill. Okay, that's not 20 feet.
No. I thought it was fine when I let go, and then it just kept going, and I got a little nervous.
That glide. Ella. FG3 here. That's exposed. Pushing right.
She hits that tree, which is in the hazard. She's only 1.5 meters from the green, but she will have to take an extra stroke.
Yeah, it's a pretty big misfire right there.
It's leaking left a little bit.
And find the hazard as well. This is the J that Emily likes to rock.
Excellent.
There's the touch. And Beta and JK AVR. Little Annie.
I preferred approach.
Oh, another bullseye. We're going 3 for 3.
Gave it a little bit of a chance, got it up in the air.
Now, Haley's pretty well known for her rock hounding skills and her carving skills with all the jade down here in New Zealand. She actually took a crew of American disc golfers, including Luke Humphreys, Paul Oman, out to the beach, and they found some gemstones.
I saw the necklaces that they've already had. Yeah, Ella.
Lets it leak. No way. Yeah, did you see Paul Oman's necklace, the Atia? Yeah, it's like this blue and green stone. It's only found in one place in the world. This one river feeds it into the beach.
I didn't know that about it. That makes it even more amazing.
Yeah, it's a stone called Atia. It's kyanite and fuchsite, and Haley showed him the spot.
Here we are looking at hole 4. It's a par 4, 656 feet, playing to this long basket here, surrounded by OB again. Now we've turned around and we're going back into a slight headwind. It's not that drastic, but it's making us think a little bit because it's in the opposite direction that all of our other shots have been in.
Hey, I see you picking your line.
Gave that wind a little bit too much credit.
Does it stay? It does not. Emily gets a little bit of a read, but gonna make the same mistake. Glow Pekka Pekka. Gets it back on hyzer. Yeah, it's a good read right there. I think Ella's going to be leaning on this FD3 quite a bit out here. That's center cut.
That up a little too high.
Stick. Oh, I think it's safe.
That's fine. That's right about where the fairway turns to the right, so she should be able to curve something around there and get close to the basket.
Now, are you trying to get up and down from right here?
Oh, no. No. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to get in the open, trying to get far enough over there that I can see the basket.
Nice favorable skip there. Should be able to see the pin. I think still FT3 slot, just a different one. Oh, I'm not going to have the legs. The nose, I think, was a little too nose up. It kind of just stalled in that wind.
Yeah.
That's playing tough. This is same T-pad, same basket location as the MPO.
It is.
Even with the wind direction, this one was playing tough.
Yeah, so there's actually 3 different layouts out here. There's the long tees, the short tees, and then what they called for us the amber layout. And it was a combination. They kind of did a pick and choose from the 2 different layouts to come up with a modified one for us.
I feel like the birdie was probably pretty rare on this one and a couple others out there.
It's possible if you can stay safe, but you need to be aggressive to get it.
So Ella has to take her force back. Pushes that. 20 feet left for the single bogey.
And you can see that road behind the basket. That's an OB line.
Now, as we're putting out here, you won the Nationals last year. Going into this event, what is the mindset? Are you like gung-ho for the win? I'm going to defend the title, or where are you at?
You know, if feel like a broken record. If I were younger, yes, that would be my mindset. But now I'm maybe a little more realistic, and going into this round, I was really hoping that I'd be able to stay on the lead card.
Okay. And we'll be continuing to ask you for some insight because, I mean, this is inspirational stuff right here. There are Pro Tour champions on the card, and you're golfing them right now. You're the only one under par.
Now, Dan, let's meet our women's finalists.
Boom!
How hard did she throw that?
I mean,
The women's division is getting a lot tougher.
another one.
World champion.
She's not holding back. Nope.
Good round, ladies.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
Brought back by popular demand, Z-Lite plastic from Discraft. Disc that you already know and love, now available in lighter weights. This plastic is perfect for players with lower arm speeds as well as beginners. They can also be a great complement to the regular weight version of a disc that's already in your bag. Z-Lite, more distance with less effort.
Welcome back. This is hole number 5. It's a par 4. There is a double mando right here at the opening, and then the fairway turns almost 90 degrees left. The basket is in this island, though it's not exactly an island. The road is out of bounds. The grass is hazard, so you must be inside of the chips to be safe.
Unique hole. I like it. Little speed control hole. And don't go in that bush. All right. Great shot.
Yep, as long as you're past the mando and not in the bush that you were referring to, you've got a good look at the basket.
Oh, did that miss it? I think it did.
It did. From the tee, I would have argued that that was safe, but we had a spectator that had a good view and told us definitively that it was not through the Mando.
You know, there's a couple spots out here where if you don't have a spotter or someone out there watching, that it could be tough to determine.
Absolutely.
Ella going tactic here. Oh, what was the red one you threw?
It was Roadrunner.
Okay. Can't get over how touchy of a player you are. So here's Emily from the drop zone, and this is a small green, and she finds it off the disc shop sign. Haley also from the same drop. Holds it as well, so that's playing as a hazard, so she'll take her putt from right there.
It was kind of in between. I didn't know whether I should take a step here or just stand still, and then I pulled it to the right.
Honestly, don't see that very often.
No.
That far off the line.
Yeah. Wait, you'll see a few more.
Ella going forehand. Wind not really on her side, but gets it to stick. 18 feet left back into the wind for birdie. Oh, spinner. No, you didn't. What?
So I'm far enough back that I absolutely can't push this. I have to go back to my old style and spin this. And I thought if I get it up in the air and keep it to the right, maybe it'll fall in the basket.
I said it a few weeks ago, but I never want to see you lay up again. You've got that spin, JK. When Haley tries to follow up with the spinner of herself. Oh, wind's ripping right now for Ella. I have to start this flat. Oh, yeah, just exposed it. No chance. Yeah, elements were kind of tough out there. The wind and the sun was kind of hard to avoid. There was a little overcast in the morning, but...
It was a little cooler and overcast when we started, but by the time we finished, it was boiling.
Just cooking. The UV index here in New Zealand is considerably more intense. Pushes 11 almost every day we're here.
Hole 6, par 4, 446 feet. If you can throw something that gets close to this curve in the fairway, then you can see the basket and have a reasonable shot at approaching. As you can see, the OB road behind the basket is pretty close and definitely is in your mind while you're approaching.
The turn once again. Perfect release angle. Driver here, I think destroyer. Good width. Bringing that Mando out of play. So Ella, MD4 again.
I think this is a smart play by Ella because she does have the power to get well around that corner, but she's not going to get close enough that she's probably going to make the putt. So she's staying conservative, making sure she stays in bounds, giving her an opportunity to still get the birdie.
Nice flat release there from Haley. I believe that's a beating Kotari that she's throwing a lot. That died one.
Be about circle's edge.
Great shot from Emily. Perfect angle out of the hand. It's that baby Anheuser. Okay, so a little too far for the AVR?
It's still an AVR.
Okay. What's the difference between this white one and that blue one?
This one's a little bit more understable.
Tactic here for Ella. Haley for bird. Not enough. A little left here. 18-footer. Oh, we're putting today. Down.
Makes a difference on the scorecard, that's for sure.
Back to even goes Ella Hansen.
Hole 7, par 3, 256 feet. This one's kind of interesting. The basket is on the corner on the left-hand side. The road is out of bounds. But what's interesting is the ground on the right-hand side is a hazard. So actually the green you could see was pretty small. So there's also a good chance of skipping long or past.
Another just really unique hole. Really tricky. You're gonna try and air this out. What? Slow down. That's in.
So interesting. Wait. It is in.
It's in.
The top of the curb was the inbounds, not the grab.
Oh. What a shot, though, to just dime it all air like that. Emily's gonna skip before gets the double skip. Couldn't do that again if you tried. Jim gonna commentate on that one. Yeah, Ella takes a deep breath here. I mean, this is not an easy hole.
No, it's not. And if you are short left of the basket, it's kind of a mess.
MD5 here for Ella. Yeah, it's a good shot, but almost no putt from right there. Actually saw Kahu stamp. And this is a dime as well. Get back in. That's a curb check.
So we had a spectator here tell us that without a doubt that hit the top of the curb. I'm not so sure I could say without a doubt, but we did give it to Haley.
Okay, so top of the curb
side.
So different than, say, USDDC, where if you hit the curb, you're out.
Yeah, we had a discussion about this for a while.
Little timid putt right there. Can't blame you, though, with the OB everywhere.
I kind of already felt like the hole gave me one. So I was perfectly fine with a drop-in par. Also, I want to shout out Michelle Simpson. I'm not sure if that's the right last name. She had an ace on this today from the FPO division.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think she's... Is it all air? Do you know?
I believe so.
Wow. You kind of gave it a scare over the top.
Oh, we were discussing how Haley, I mentioned that Haley's meter was very small, and then she was saying she had large feet, so it didn't take 3, and so we were all comparing our feet sizes there. This is hole 8. This is a par 3, 328 feet. The key here is not to get caught behind the trees on the left-hand side that protect the basket. And there's also a mandatory You can't really see it from here. Mandatory is on the right that we need to stay left of.
Yeah, it's that little red hole. Well, he's just left of it. This is a tricky shot. You've got to straighten it out for most of the flight. Yeah, it's a good shot. It's going to be deep C2. This is the MD4 again? What a hip. Pretty conservative disc for this hole, I would say.
Yeah, Ella definitely has the power to reach this basket.
Perhaps it's one of those things where the mandatory maybe is in her mind a little bit, and that she feels comfortable just hitting the gap with the MD4.
Could be.
Haley misses the Mando. Throwing 3, he's going to have that for the single bogey.
Actually didn't remember her missing the Mando. I thought she ended up short of.
Oh, okay. Nice approach there. Yeah, I think this is another hole where the birdie is going to be pretty rare in the FPO division.
Yeah. You take a little power off to make sure that you hit that gap, and then you don't have enough to get to the pin.
Okay, yeah, so she single bogey, did not miss the mandatory. 1 bogey, 3 pars here on the 8th. Walking over to one more par 3 on this front 9, excuse me, this double Mando right here. Walk us through it.
Yeah, this one is bright. You can't miss this one. At least visually, you can't miss it. There's a direct line. You can see the basket, but it is hard to get lined up with it. There's a tree that just seems to swallow the disc after they go through the double Mando. So you kind of hope to get a little lucky here in that you've got an approach to the basket after making it through the Mando. Emily pulling it off to the right, and that's far enough that she should be able to hyzer around that foliage.
Yeah, that actually plays. Yeah, this one's tough. Obviously, the Mando's clear, but the next sequence of gaps is hard to feed the disc all the way through. A little bit of left to right wind out there, if I recall. And that just pushes the turnover.
Very beneficial kick that lines me up with the small gap.
Oh, Ella's going to try and feed this PD on the forehand. Oh, is she playing a little flex out there?
She gets caught up in that bush that's right behind the Mando on the left.
What? Oh, good rollout.
I like when courses do this, when they tease you and you can see the basket, but it's much harder than it appears to be.
Yeah, this is a tough par 3. This sequence of par 3s here with the near the road, with the Mandos, it's just, they did a good job with the land that they had. Course designer is also the tournament director. He is of Maori descendancy. He's Jay Pweki Pweki. I had the opportunity to go fishing with him about a week before this event.
Oh, that's right. He did mention that, and you were quite successful, he said.
Yeah, we caught some grouper, caught the crayfish, underwater, free dove for some crays, and used a spear gun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was an immersive experience.
Did you catch something with a spear gun?
I did. And yeah, again, the tournament director, Jay, he's really well known amongst the Maoris as, oh, and Haley. What happened? Go throw a replay. Look at this hyzer.
She has said she had a tiny
that?
little window.
That is fun. Yeah, but hats off to Jay and his team for what they've done here for the 47th annual. The ceremony that we had.
I was just going to mention that.
That was so beautiful. The Maoris came out and blessed us, and I believe they were allowing us to bring this tournament to their land.
I may have shed a tear or two during that.
It was
ceremonies.
It was potent. I was right there with you. JK, 3 under par. Ella Hansen 1 over. Emily gets herself back to 3 over after the brutal quad bogey on the opening hole. Taking a look at the leaderboard. So looks like you had the best front 9. Sophia Donica is 3 down through 12.
Michelle Simpson tied for 3rd after that ace on hole 7.
Sweet. This is the Tour Down Under. That's a wrap in the front 9 holes from round 1. JK and Nate Perkins, we will see you guys soon for the back 9. Thank you.